everybody. It's Cindy and Jeannie. It is time for our coffee chat Monday.
Hey, Cindy. We always have fun, don't we?
We always have fun.
Yeah.
The way this started, by the way, for those of you who are just now joining us, Jeannie and I have these great conversations, and I told her, I said, we should be recording this. We should record these because Jeannie is so knowledgeable. And so we started doing this for our Bnow women just to kind of keep in touch with them. And we have been getting very good reactions. So it's kind of like eavesdropping into the
Oh, it is. Yeah, because we can just talk for hours and we try to and we have talked for hours. But here's how you and I work well together because we each stay in our lane. I mean, but we're going to the same destination.
Exactly.
But we have these talks and you say we should be recording this. And I say, no, nobody would be interested, right? Okay. So, I mean, I'm just saying that we're not the Bobbsey twins, but we each bring something like when we do our retreats, I'm kind of I set everything up, I negotiate, I advertise it and get the women in. You make it fun for real. And, so I love this. And this year we are to a point, we are in our 7th year in January of 2024. We're coming up. This will be our 7th year. And, one thing that I have finally learned, and I hate to keep referring to my surgery and stuff that I had, that I truly nearly died. And I'm doing great, as you can imagine. It's only been 2 months, but I have learned how to delegate.
How to delegate?
Delegate. I've always thought that I needed to do everything all by myself.
No, not this time, Jeannie. You're not going to do that. Which brings us to the subject matter of the day, which is we are not robots.
Yep.
Because I started thinking about judgment. One of the big things, in fact, the first thing that flew out of my mouth at our very first retreat was no judgment.
That's our only rule.
That's our only rule. So let's talk about where that comes from, which is ego, which is tribe. So there's a thing called racism. There's a thing called people who don't agree with your religion. There are people who say the smarter ones, the dumb ones, the more creative ones, the non-creative. All
this political party, that political party, right?
And the 3 things that we are hit with every day, especially women our age, is advertisements on beauty, on wealth, and health. Okay. Mm-hmm. You can make it $10,000 this month if you just do this. Look at this cream. Watch how instantly these wrinkles go away. All of that kind of thing. So I started thinking about that. What is the opposite of that? You want to have perfect skin. You want to look beautiful. You want to have the perfect figure. They have these things now that you can hold them up and your stomach goes like that. I mean, there's all kinds of things like that right now. Why? Mm-hmm. Why? I say viva la différence because the opposite is being a robot. Mm-hmm. We know that you can put on a mask now.
Oh yeah,
look beautiful, and you will be flawless. You can put on a wig and have the most beautiful hair, and you can be smarter than anybody because you can be programmed as a robot to know the answer to everything. Mm-hmm. Well, what does that take away? It takes away a lot.
The creativity.
The creativity.
Truly, the one thing about humans, we are so creative, and we can figure out all kinds of things. And it's just like we have to give ourselves permission. But I do a lot of research, as you know, and one of the things, and people can agree or disagree, I don't care. But there was just a congressional hearing by some whistleblowers who are high-level military pilots and all of that, who are talking about UAPs, unidentified aerial phenomena, or UFOs, or whatever, and all of that. But over the years, I have read and heard from people who say that the Earth is a jewel in this solar system.
Absolutely.
It has everything. It has all the creativity, all the life, all of
Absolutely.
but that people who inhabit other solar systems, who we call ETs or whatever, but there is a huge push to integrate with humans because we are so creative.
Well, look at the way both of you were dressed. We're not dressed exactly the same.
Right,
My earrings are not your earrings.
Right.
What you think about isn't what I think about.
right.
Those are robots.
Mhm.
It's the difference. It's so, in other words, instead of judging other people for being different than you, the whole racism thing is so ridiculous. So
Oh,
ridiculous.
Stupid. It's stupid.
Men versus women. Come on. Celebrate who you are. And every freckle that I have, I don't need perfect skin. Every freckle reminds me of a day at the beach with my brothers, surfing in Redondo Beach in California. I wouldn't trade one freckle for a day at the beach. You see what I mean? We have evidence of ourselves. I like to talk about frozen faces. You can always tell what kind of life somebody has when you go into a nursing home and you look at their face when nobody's looking. The ones that there's like that one, and then there's ones that look like this. You can tell what kind of life that they had. I have laugh lines because I laugh.
Mhm.
I have dimple lines because I have dimples. I smile a lot. This is what's the beauty of our human race, is the difference that we all have. If we all had the same skin color, or if we all wore the same outfit, if we all spoke the perfect language, if we all knew the answer to everything, we wouldn't learn from each other. That's what a robot is. Remember
Speaking of that, yeah, I got so tickled the other day because I was trying to access some kind of website and they have that, you've seen it, CAPTCHA, and it says, I am not a robot. And you have to click that. And I'm like, wait a minute. A robot asking me to prove I'm not a robot. There's something inherently wrong with this.
There is something wrong with that.
Wrong.
You're exactly
How can I prove that I'm a human to a robot who wants to make sure I'm not a robot? And I'm like,
right, exactly. So
okay.
this is just our physical form. This is just our vehicle. That who we really are, our authentic self, is invisible. It's our soul, it's our spirit. And this doesn't tell you anything about people. There's also understanding that our faces show emotion. We learning how to, if somebody gives you a dirty look and you're insecure, then maybe you're going to take it as an insult. Well, maybe they need to use the bathroom and they're afraid that they're going to produce a giant fart, and it's the same look. You see what I'm saying?
You don't know.
You
But don't take it
know.
personally.
But we do that. We do that with each other. And I don't think robots use the bathroom anyway. But going back, but understanding that would be the opposite, and what a boring world we would be in. So I believe that the game of life is to understand that love is the most powerful energy there is, that we are that essence of love is the same essence of our creator. And when we project that and we see that happening, like you've talked about before, that burst of light that comes out of you, it's contagious. It goes to everybody.
Well, it's interesting, Cindy, because, oftentimes we think like our spirit is inside this body. It's absolutely the opposite. Our body is inside this huge spirit and this aura that, extends out 40, 50, 80 feet, who knows how far. And I don't know if you have did you ever read the Celestine Prophecy?
Absolutely.
Okay, well, this has been a long time ago, like 15, 20 years. I don't know. But what they talk about is approaching plants and sitting in front of a plant and just seeing the essence. And the essence and the light is not I mean, you can say, well, it's emanating from the plant, but in reality, the plant is encompassed inside its own light. Yeah. And
Exactly.
that's how we are too.
Exactly.
And you don't get that if it's, there's a lot of talk about AI and, worries about it's going to take over, creativity and stuff like that. No, I mean, I think there's some sincere arguments for being careful about it, but I don't think we can stop it. But truly, what I think is, my creativity and your creativity and other people's creativity is never ending.
It is never ending. Some people wear striped shirts with polka dot pants. That's fine. We're all creating our own identity of who we are. And so get rid of your judgment. Get rid of your judgment. Allow people to be who they are and love them. Love them anyway. I want to get a t-shirt that says I love you anyway, because
and that did come up at our very first retreat that we had at the end of 2017. And, we had our first group together and you said that, just look at someone and say, I love you anyway.
I love you. I love you because
and I may not like what they're doing, but guess what? Who cares?
it's their journey. It's their journey. And the namaste that we do, that people in India say to each other naturally, namaste. The light in me sees the light in you. And that's what that is that
I saw a tweet the other day that said, namaste, bitches. I don't have enough guts to wear that,
but it made us laugh. It made us laugh because it's so ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. But there are powers that be that love to see us fighting with each other.
Yeah.
And that's going away. That's going away. War is going to be a dinosaur idea.
Yep.
And I believe in the near future. That's how I see this world going. That's how I see it.
Well, you know what? And people have asked us too, because I keep coming, the reason we're having these conversations is because of Bnow, the beautiful network of women. And, our main focus is that we bring people together, women together, and we do retreats. But, people have asked us, well, what do? You get these women who don't know each other and you have all this, cat fighting and stuff. And I said, they don't show up. I mean, seriously. And it goes back to we were talking.
No.
Yeah, what we were talking about, a couple of coffee chats ago is like how contagious we are and how magnetic we are. And we only draw in people who are on that resonance. That's it.
Isn't that interesting that someone would say that? Because you know what that means? They shouldn't come to our retreat.
Oh, well, no, and they won't come to our retreat. You're self-selecting. It's self-selecting.
Because we tell on ourselves. When we accuse people of doing something, it's really something that person would do themselves, something they don't want to see in themselves, because you got that pointer going and 3 coming back.
Yeah.
That's how you know more about someone, is when they're accusing other people of doing something, or accusing you of doing something that you just haven't done. That's when somebody, right off the bat, when somebody feels like they can't trust me, and I haven't given them any reason not to trust me, guess what? I can't trust you.
Well, there's an old saying that says nobody has ever nobody has ever checked underneath the bed, checked, unless they've hidden there themselves. The same thing, they're worried and afraid that somebody's hiding there that's going to get them. And it's like, what is it about you? And I don't care, but I'm only responsible for this real estate that occupies my body and my shoes. That's it. And that's enough. But if we look for the good everywhere, we find the good.
We find the good. That's a great, I heard a story one time. I want to bring that up right now. There was an old man sitting on a bench, and somebody came and sat next to him. You probably heard this story. And he said, I just moved to this town. What kind of people am I going to find here? And the old man says, well, what kind of people were at the last place you lived? Oh, they were hateful. They were mean. Nobody, people are always trying to pass you up. uh, cheat you out of stuff. And he says, well, those are the people that you're going to find in this town too. A little while later, another person sits down and says, I just moved here. What kind of people are in this town? He says, well, what kind of people were in the last town you lived in? Oh, we were all so friendly. People used to help each other. Women would have baby. We bring casseroles. We always waved and smiled at each other. Well, those are the kind of people you're going to find in this town as well.
That's right. That's right. Everywhere I go, there I am.
There I am.
You can't get away from it. I love that story, and it is true. Cindy, I just adore our talks so much. I love the openness and the freedom that, and just so anyone who's, and I know a lot of people are watching, but if you're wondering how these chats come about, we loosely decide ahead of time, like, well, let's just talk about, and I mean, we're talking like a one-liner, let's talk about I am not a robot. Let's talk about we are magnetic. Let's talk about animals or whatever. And we're off and running. So just so you know, this is not scripted.
No.
And it's funny because someone said something, they were listening to one of the coffee chats that I was talking about something that I said to my husband, and she said, I just like fell out laughing. And I said, that's how you know this is not scripted. Okay. We just show up and have great conversations. It's heart to heart. So ladies and gentlemen, you've got ladies in your life, go to beautifulnetworkofwomen.com. We're going to be adding our new retreat, which is in January, the 11th through the 15th, 2024, San Antonio, Texas. You really want to be here. Do not miss this one. This one is going to be extraordinary, just like you are. I love you, my friend.
I love you too.
Talk to you soon.
Right. Adios.